Hey everyone, happy World Autism Awareness Acceptance Day. My name is Hannah and I have autism spectrum disorder. That means my brain works differently, and that's okay. My autism affects me in many different ways. The main way it affects me is with communication. I struggle starting conversations, ending conversations, making conversations flow. Different social cues is a bit tricky for me and can be a bit overwhelming for me. It's normal for people with autism to struggle socially in different ways. Some people are higher functioning and can talk, but struggle knowing what their needs are, communicating how they feel or what they want and things like that. And then there are people who are lower functioning autistic and can't speak vocally, but they use communication devices to help tell people what their needs are and what their wants are and how they feel and things like that. Another way that autism affects me is sensory. I have many sensory needs that have changed over the years. As a kid, I was more into stuffed animals than my peers who were more into Barbies and Legos and things like that. I struggled as a kid with texture. I still do now, but not as much. And as a kid, I didn't like touching tiny little pieces or tiny little toys. It just didn't feel good on my hands. That's a good way to describe it. It didn't feel good on my hands. And so it would honestly make me gag to touch it. It also affected my food needs, especially as a kid. I really struggle now and even then with certain foods. I didn't like oatmeal. I still don't like oatmeal just because it's like the texture and like the sogginess. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it just doesn't feel good on my tongue. I also struggle with scrambled eggs in a similar way. I don't like how chewy they are. It also affects the way my brain works, sensory-wise as well. Many people with autism need stimming to help them with their sensory needs. For me personally, now and even as a child, I have my own stims. Something that helps me a lot is spinning in a room really fast. Helps my brain. People with autism do different things like rocking and like flapping and things like that as well. Those who have autism a lot of times also have what are called special interests or obsessions, which are things that they enjoy talking about or watching or doing things to help their brains. As a kid and even now, I love to bake and cook and can talk so long about cooking and baking. And those are my specific special interests. A lot of people, especially boys with autism, love talking about Star Wars. That's a huge special interest within the autistic community as well. I know that people with autism may seem different and maybe a bit unusual at times, but that makes us who we are, and I wouldn't change that about me. I have autism, and I'm proud to be an individual with autism. It's who I am. So today, on World Autism Awareness Day, I ask for one thing: be patient, be understanding, and be kind. Autistic people like me are trying to make our mark on the world, and a lot of times it's really hard for us to do that because of our differences and our unique needs. As my favorite speaker once said, "Don't let the world change you. When you were born to change the world."